What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. Hey guys, so I wanted to add to the conversation because, again, I'm seeing so many people that are of the opinion that Cassie was not a victim. And I said my thoughts on it already. I will continue to express the way I feel about it. I still know, not just I believe, I know that the feds had enough to arrest him and lock him up and charge him with the charges that they have charged him with. But we do not know what the jury is going to do. It's up to the jury to either convict or acquit. And if they do convict, then it's up to the judge on what his sentence will be. So all of that is out of our hands at this point, but they had enough to charge him and arrest him. So for people saying that he shouldn't even have been locked up, they had enough evidence to do that. And with the feds, what usually is the case is they have enough that they feel will not only allow you to be charged and arrested, but also to be convicted. But it is out of their hands. So we don't know what the case is going to be with that. But for people saying that he never should have been arrested and Cassie was not a victim, first and foremost, Cassie is not on trial. Neither is she the one that pressed charges. But I said this back when that lawsuit was filed, and it came out that the lawsuit was filed because it also is known that, and I said this before too, that a lawsuit isn't just you go to an attorney, you tell them everything that happened, and then the next day a lawsuit is filed. No, there is a process it takes to get to that. And so it was about, at least I would say, a 6 to maybe 12-month process before the lawsuit was even filed. And prior to the lawsuit being filed, they also reached out to him to try to work this out behind the scenes, to have a settlement civilly versus it being publicized, because that publication of the litigation is what caused the feds to look in and peruse through the allegations in the lawsuit and then start doing investigations to find out if they had anything that they could charge him for. And that's exactly what happened. So for people that feel like prostitution should be legal, well, that's your thoughts and you have the right to your opinions. But I also am of the mindset that there should be no statute of limitations for DV. So for people to just brush it under the table and say, oh, well, it's just DV and the statute of limitations is already ended for that. So, oh, well, she just needs to move on and she already got her money and that's all she wanted in the first place. Oh, my God. So the compassion that some people have for Diddy versus none for Cassie, I don't care if she's not Black. It's not about her ethnicity to me. Is amazing to me. But I want to share this with you guys because I saw this interview that someone shared with me and it was like, yeah, this is everything that I had already been saying, but it's great when it comes out of the mouth of a man, and a Black man for that matter, because the truth of the matter is there are a lot of people who are just rooting for him because they are Black men and they feel like it is their duty to support their Black brother. All right, so I'm going to start it at about the almost 1 minute mark.
Because she didn't have this behavior prior to him. She even said that Diddy is the one who taught her how to do fellatios. You understand? She said that. So I'm like, he showed up? It's showing this girl, not with him, but with other dudes. Like, it didn't come out in court yet, and they didn't get into it like that, but the Diddy stop her and say, you're doing it wrong, and he started doing it himself and showed her how to do it. That's just crazy, man. But I believe Alex knew all her transgressions. He knew all about this, and he accepted her, not for what she'd been through. You understand? He accepted her, and he knew her heart, other than all the that she had went through. You understand what I'm saying, bro? I believe he had already accepted that, but he just to hear it and play it out in front of you in court, and this is the mofo that did it to her. Yeah, he gonna look at him a certain way, and the fact that he knows that they had already told him he could not be in court when Cassie testified about certain things, about the rape and everything like that she told him about, and that because both of them was dating them at the same time, she had stopped dating Puff and started dating Alex.
So pause right there. You heard that, right? She was dating both of them at the same time. So people who are painting this narrative of Cassie was this loose, promiscuous woman who was cheating on her now husband with Diddy is wrong. It's factually wrong. When she testified and they were trying to, I won't even say they were trying to paint her like that in terms of the prosecution, but yeah, the defense absolutely trying to paint her in that light. There was something about she was with Diddy at the time. Alex FaceTimed her, and did he know that she was with Diddy at the time? She probably didn't tell him, and it's not because she was trying to hide, like she was trying to get back with Diddy or anything like that. She probably did that for honestly Alex's protection in some way. I don't know all of it, but there have been people making content and doing commentary saying that Cassie, it was revealed in court that Cassie was cheating on Alex with Diddy. And that's not the truth. You just heard out of Gene's mouth where he said they were dating each other, and Alex already knew all of the gross stuff that she was going through and doing when she with Diddy. And not only that, Diddy groomed this chick, taught her some of the things that she was doing, and he was a predator. He preyed on her. Some people are still just seeing SCX trafficking as somebody that picks some young girl or even young guy up off the streets, throw them into the back of a white van with no windows, and puts them into some Motel 6 or whatever, where they're constantly being SEXually assaulted, and they're just being brutally RAPED'd. And I don't think a lot of people understand that SCX trafficking is not just like that, or you're just never wanting to have SCX with anyone and anything like that, and you're just like uh you're just like a body that they're brutally doing whatever they're doing to, and you're just laying there and taking it. I believe because people see her as someone who benefited from the lifestyle, and she was happy at some moments, and saying she was in a relationship with him and things like that in public, and some of the text messages showcase her wanting to be with him like in a relationship, and was upset about other things. She was coming of age. She was very mentally immature, and she was age immature. She may have been legal, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't a predator and she was not prey. He preyed upon her. He saw her. She had that hit song. Honestly, I believe he listened to the words of that song. And if you listen to the words of that song, he was getting visuals of things that he wanted to do with her. Like in the song, she said, I know them other guys been talking about the way I do what I do, and some other things that she said in the song. He was getting visualizations, and he saw her as very visually appealing and attractive, and all the things that he wanted to do with this young lady. And he used his influence, he used his business, his moguldom to draw her in, when all of the time, overall, she wanted to have a successful music career. That was her goal all along. And he used the power of his influence and his business to trap her into a 10 record deal.
And it was allegedly that Puff came over there and he raped her. And in doing that, Alex could not be in the courtroom and had already told him when that part come over there and they begin that line of question that the prosecutor want to let him know that he had to step outside the courtroom because he might be called in that as a witness or witness to what Cassie told him about the situation. So he was probably more upset about that than anything else. He was probably upset about that, bro, that he's going to have to leave out the courtroom because Cassie was going to have to talk about the assault that Puff supposedly had did on her when they was no longer together.
So see, people are trying to make it because there was reports of him being upset, and I even heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, he hit the wall or whatever." I don't. I think that people really are just seeing this man as someone that's just with her for what he can get out of the situation. She's been with Alex at this point in time for multiple years. They have 2 children together. She's pregnant with their 3rd child, about to pop at any moment. I believe that man really cares for her, adores her, and loves her, and somewhat saved her from this terrible situation. And that's probably one of the only reasons why she could even really physically be with a man and in a relationship at this point, because she felt protected, she felt trusting, feelings, and she felt loved by this man.
How you feel about the people that got pushed back and they saying that why if he mad at Diddy, he should be mad at Cassie for being a freak?
Man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I know you're going to erase that out. I know you're not even going to say that. And I know you're saying that why the people are saying that. You understand? The people saying why you get mad at Diddy because she was why you get mad at Diddy because she was a freak. She was none of that stuff before he met her.
Thank you. This is what I've been saying. She wasn't these things. He groomed her into that. SEX trafficking.
Now, you've had girls that you dated over the years, and some of the things you bring out of them that they never did before, and they get comfortable, they start doing it for you. But not none of the shit that he did that and for that young girl. That girl was young enough to be impressionable on this old head ass nigga with all this money. We could take her and show her dreams and lifestyles. So if you don't think that this mofo groomed that baby, that 19-year-old, then bro, I'm gonna say it right here, and I might not do another Art of Dialogue show again. You understand? Because you might not like it. Something is wrong if you don't think that dude groomed that young girl.
Preach, Gene. This is what I've been saying all along.
Took that impressionable young girl who wanted to be a star, who wanted all her dreams that she had to come true, and fed her drugs, fed her pills, fed her alcohol, and fed her mushrooms and things that she never took before to F her mind up, and then put her in a position that she thought that what little that she had, that she didn't want to lose it. If you didn't think that he did something and did that to her, bro, I gotta say something wrong with you.
This is what I've been saying all along, guys. I'm like, this chick, she had stars in her eyes. She was really pushing heavy. She wanted to be a pop music sensation. She went viral on MySpace that doesn't exist anymore. She already had her song, Me and You. She was being produced by Ryan Leslie. See, people are just trying to make it seem like, oh, she was dating her previous producer. And then she moved on to the next bag. And because this bag was bigger, this one just happened to be a little bit older than the previous one. But she was just all about her opportunity. Heck, yes, she was about opportunity. But what person who is trying to not just be in the music industry or become an actor or actress, or honestly, any like real career field where you really want to be successful and get other opportunities and grow, who isn't an opportunist? Who isn't? Now, there are some things that some of us will not do, we will not accept, we won't even listen to or have the person even suggest these things to us without us either just walking off or maybe even slapping them in the face or kicking them in the nutsack. But she was a young child. I am so over people saying, oh, she was legal. Because honestly, I do feel that with the way she looks, a lot of people are having less sympathy for her because they just feel like, oh, well, she got opportunities that no one that didn't look like her would ever get. So she should be happy. I don't believe that young lady was ever happy with doing the things that she was doing ever. Even if she said she loved him and she was willing to try to do some of these things for him or with him or for him because she loved him and wanted him to be happy and wanted to please him. A lot of that stuff came with the grooming and also being under the influence of all of the drugs and the alcohol that he introduced her to. He introduced her to.
Nah, I feel you. I'm gonna keep this in there though. I mean, it's not like I'm saying it or this is how I feel. I'm just asking you about the people that is giving pushback that don't believe her and getting your take on it. So,
Right.
but she also testified that Diddy will always tell her to put baby oil on. Like if he's seen her a little dry, he'll tell her to go put more baby oil on because he like to see her glistening. So, I don't know, man.
The shiny suit man. You know, from the 90s, he liked everything shiny. Didn't they come out with shiny suits in the Mace? Huh? Didn't it tell you that everything in the movie had to be shiny? He liked it glistening. My man, dude is a weirdo. And whatever demon got hold to him, that's the demon, and that's what that demon wanted to see.
Absolutely. I'm going to stop it there. I'm sorry, I had to laugh when he said dude is a weirdo because I say that a lot about certain people. He's more than a weirdo. I mean, that's putting it lightly and nicely to call Diddy a weirdo. But when I heard this, I was like, this is exactly what I have been saying. But there's still people I'm seeing women do commentary. Oh, these charges are going to be dropped. Oh, he's going to get acquitted, or if he gets convicted, he's going to win on an appeal and they're going to throw it out or whatever. And it's like, I really believe that a lot of people don't understand the real definition of SEX trafficking. And he was living this type of life before he got with her, probably just not to the extent of having someone like her who he was out in the public with, like he was in a relationship, and then in private had her doing sex dungeon type work in these hotel rooms and whatever else that, or wherever else he was doing it at. But I really believe that some people forget that prostitution is a crime. Unless you're in the state of Nevada, I believe that's the only state where prostitution is legal, or maybe even it's not even the state, but maybe a city in Nevada. I don't know. I don't live that life, so I don't know, but I've seen documentaries and stuff like that about it. But prostitution, one, is illegal, and two, the SEX trafficking, that's when you are paying them to come to where you are or wherever you're going, you're traveling for the purposes of paying people for SEX. Period. So you may not think that it's fair or it should be legal. It is not. That is also the definition of SEX trafficking. And you could say, well, she was making the phone calls and she was paying the people, whatever. She was doing it for him and under his direction. And she was SEX trafficked too. Whether you want to believe it or not, she was. Whether she said that she was happy doing some of the stuff for him at some times and other times she wasn't or whatever, this young lady came to him to be a recording artist, not to become his girlfriend, his concubine, or his SEX slave. Okay. So you may feel that, well, prostitution, it should be legal. It isn't. But I also believe that DV should not have a statute of limitations on it, and it does. So some things aren't fair. And he has admitted, and she has admitted, and there are going to be a lot of other people that are going to be coming on the witness stand that is going to admit as well. So people just trying to toss this thing right off of the rip because of the things that Cassie has testified about, you are doing things too early. And I'm not even saying he's going to get convicted. I'm saying that I believe he should, but also I don't have that power because I'm not on the jury. So I just wanted to share that because it was refreshing to hear a man that is saying the same things that I was saying and before this interview even dropped. So I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subbing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.